Hello everyone, my name is Pacha and welcome back to another episode of Raven Creek Park and to the finale of our little alligator special here on this channel, our 3-part series for the alligators that we started 2 weeks ago with the exterior part of this exhibit for the alligators. Then last week we built the interior area for the alligators where they are during the winter. You can see the building now here in the background, and we also built a little bit of an education area, a little bit of a guest area, and some exhibits for other animals that live in the swamp. And this week we conclude all of that with a food court that is connected to the area that also overlooks the alligator exhibit. So if you are when you are eating in this food court, you can see the alligators swimming around. You can observe them in their exhibit. And I think this is a really cool thing and idea. So and before, if you haven't watched these 2 episodes, I try to link them here in the description or above. So give them a watch and then come back to this episode so you don't miss anything and you are up to speed and up to have all the latest news about this habitat and what I talked already about this habitat and alligators in particular. And as when you watch these, you will notice that there was no real-time part of these episodes, and that there was a flyover intro cinematic in the episode. And but in this one there was no intro. We just started right into the speed build here, and that is because I skipped all the real-time parts in the last 2 episodes because they were already pretty long, the episodes that is, because there was a lot I had to build. There's a lot of stuff in these videos. So I said, okay, we will do a full tour of the whole area once we are done, and that's why I also skip the intro part for this one, because you will see an up close detail and personal tour at the end of this speed build. So stick with me for this speed build part here, and then in the end we will do a full tour of the exterior alligator area, of the interior alligator area, and here swamp, bayou, information house, and then this food court at last, which we built today. So today I will show you all, and it doesn't matter how long it will take, you will not miss anything. So with that out of the way, we now can talk about this build. And you see me now building this pretty thick bottom to the raised area, because I wanted to have a path here. I wanted to make this usable for the guests, and I wanted also to have the shops here, which of course need a path so that the employees can get away and they don't open their shops if they can't get out there. So I had to use a raised path, and since raised paths, my god, it's a hard word, come with this rather ugly concrete bottom underneath, is concrete, I don't know what they call it, a block underneath it, and I didn't want to have that shown when you are on ground level and looking up to the restaurant or to the food area. I had to create this thicker bottom, and I mean we can excuse it in the lore of the zoo that this has to be there so that it will be safe for guests, and for a large amount of guests it will not break through. There will not be any problems with with the statistics. No, if you know what I mean, with how it will hold up even if there are a large number of guests on there, because maybe there's also some tours in this part because it's a nice lookout over the habitat. So maybe there will be some animal tours also, so there could be quite a number of people on here, and it needs to be sturdy, it doesn't need to break. So maybe that's why they have a bigger bottom part for this area. But we also need, of course, to close up finally the alligator area for that. So we need some mesh fence here that should be enough for alligators. And now this habitat, or the exterior habitat, is fully closed up. It wasn't really in the last episodes. And the idea here is that we have this food court, not really a restaurant. We already have a restaurant with the wild boar, I think I called it, which is near the red deers in the forest area. But this will be more like a little bit of a food court where you can, I think here you can get some not crisps, the Britons call it crisps, some French fries, of course, some French fries and some nice soda or, yeah, I think slushy drinks. And you just get a little bit of refreshment, a little bit of food, and then you can also have a nice lookout and a nice bit of scenery in the surrounding area. And this building also acts as part of the backstage for the crocodiles or for the keepers, because when they want to go to the showcase point in the outside area, they have to go through this building, through a door later, to reach that point. And we will also imply some toilets in this concrete part of the building. So it has a lot of uses and a lot of things it is used for, which is the same basically, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I'm really happy how everything turned out. You will later see that in the real-time part. It was really cool, and yeah, as I said in an earlier video, alligators are my favorite species of reptile, and I'm just in love with how they look and how they are portrayed in this game. And so it was really cool to have this very special and dedicated area for them, where I could have so many different parts. And as when you look at all the videos in total now, you will see why I had to make 3 parts of it, because there's a lot to it. We have the house, we have the big multi-layered outdoor area with the rope bridge. We have now this food court. Yeah, we also have, of course, some safety measures here for the people that they don't climb over the railing, wherever you would want to do that. But hey, it's an American zoo, so we have to consider that people are just morons. Sorry for that. In Germany or in Europe, you wouldn't have that many safety measurements for a habitat. You would just, as I said also in the first video, you would think that the people are smart enough to not climb over a barrier and jump into an alligator pool. But hey, it adds more detail to the area, to the building. It adds more depth to it, so I don't complain about it. And if it makes it a little bit more realistic, then I'm more than happy to use it. But yeah, we are now focusing on the walls of the main building. Of course, we are again in the bayou swamp, a little bit of hillbilly, backwater style. So nothing like the big cities, like St. Louis and stuff like that. We are on New Orleans. We are going for the swamp, bayou, mud people feeling here. And I mean, it is a bit on the nose, but on the other side, we also still have African mud huts in many zoos in the African areas. So why not also do some on the nose theming for an American area? And if someone complains about that, so be it. But I think it really fits this aesthetic, with a bit of this rundown food shack. Maybe it was a bait shop or a meat shop long ago, and now it's repurposed as a food court where you can buy some stuff. Really cool idea, I think, and in the end it turns out pretty well. Also again with the corrugated roofs with the corrugated roofs that we're gonna use. And we will later make a custom sign with the amazing fonts by Wyatt Anderson Worship, I think is his full name. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but yeah, Wyatt, he made an amazing font that we're gonna use, and it just fits the area perfect. But you will see that once we get to that point. Of course, we still have to use white colors. I think is still a very fitting or very reminiscent color of these areas. So we stick with that. And after this episode, I think we will go for a little break. It is our 49th episode, if I'm not miscounting. So we are one episode of 50 episodes already. Wow, that's crazy. Almost 2 years, and we have 50 episodes now with this park. And I'm maybe thinking of doing a full tour. So a full tour of the whole Raven Creek Park for episode number 50. Of course, it's not finished yet. There's still a lot to be done in this area, and in the whole park. But I still want to give, especially some of you new viewers. I know there are a lot of new viewers here, and I'm happy about each and every one of you. But I know you don't really have maybe the full picture of everything. Maybe you also don't join the streams where we usually build in this zoo. and in the zoo, if you're in the streams, of course, you see how the whole zoo looks and where everything is. So maybe you are a bit lost where everything is in relation to each other. So I'm thinking about doing a full tour for the whole zoo for episode number 50, but I will take off, I will take a week off, I will take a break for 1 week, and then I will do the tour. This is simply because I did a lot of videos now, week after week after week, and I also have some other stuff I have to do. University is also starting soon again, so I have to prepare for that, especially in the first week. I want to be as focused as possible, and that starts next week. So having 1 week off to just focus on that, on these real life matters, really helps it really helps me. But yeah, we will be back with episode number 50 if nothing comes in between, if not Frontier decides to finally give us the last DLC announcement, or the maybe last DLC announcement, I should say. It's nothing is confirmed, of course, but yeah, the probably last DLC announcement. If they don't decide to do that, of course, then we will of course focus on the DLC. But episode number 50 will come. It will be a full tour of the complete zoo of Raven Creek up to this point. Everything that you haven't seen for maybe ages on this channel, like the entrance and some of the old habitats. In case they still exist, of course, many things have changed. And I think it's really cool to go through basically a little bit of history with Raven Creek again and see what will be in store for us in the future. Yeah, a little bit more detailing here with this woodwork, with these pillars that hold up the roof and give a little bit more of shade, especially in the sunny days, and of course some theming with some loose plates or loose parts of corrugated metal here, which just sets the deal a bit. This is a bit more run down, a little bit more used over the years and stuff like that. Of course, it's all just facade, but to sell the feeling. I'm not the biggest person when it comes, or not the most experienced person when it comes to theming. This area is, I think, one of my first areas where I really try to do some nice theming. But I think it really comes nicely together, and it sells what it needs to sell. And I saw a lot of comments from you guys on Facebook and other social media sites like Twitter, who said, yeah, I'm coming from this area, I'm coming from Louisiana, from Mississippi, and that it's exactly how it looks here. So I think I'm doing quite a good job if I can sell the idea even to people who are familiar with these places in real life. But yeah, we of course need to make this building accessible for everyone, so also for disabled people. So we need something to get people in wheelchairs up here. And I was first thinking about doing a ramp like we did with the bird watching area that we also have in this part of the zoo, but the ramp would have become really big and really steep and everything like that, and was kind of destroying the look. So I decided to go with a wheelchair lift, something I have never done before. And while I'm building this here in this build, I had a picture of a wheelchair lift that I got from the internet on my other monitor, and was just checking every few minutes or every few seconds if I do everything right, if I forgot something. And in the end, I think it looks quite good. In this speed build, it still misses a barrier on the upper part, so that nobody, of course, falls down if it's not in use. I added that later afterwards when I wasn't recording, so there is a barrier. There is a safety measure for people to not fall down this 2-meter drop, which was quite a distance. But yeah, I'm really happy about how it turned out. As I said, I often say I'm not the most experienced person when it comes to these really detailed small builds, technical builds, custom mechanical structures and stuff like that, because I can't really imagine them in my head. And but I'm really happy how this went and how this developed in the end. And yeah, like I said, I'm quite happy. And if people are interested, I can put it on the workshop. Just let me know down in the comments if you want to have this, if you want to use it in your own zoo, and then I just get it out here and put it on the workshop for you. And it's not really a lot of pieces, so it's just it's a simple little build, and but I think it sells the idea of what it's supposed to be with the wheelchair lift, where you can then of course press a button and then you get up, of course. But yeah, I think I will leave you now to the rest of the speed build and to the nice relaxing music of Planet Zoo. There's nothing really much to talk about here. We will just do all the detailing now with like covering the stairs here, and then later some picnic benches above, and down we will build a little bit of a plaza with some planters and some benches for if you don't want to spend money in the food area, you can just chill down there, have a nice time. And yeah, then later some foliage here and there, but nothing really to talk about. So I hope I will see you at the end of this video in the showcase part. You can also, of course, already skip to that part. I always leave timestamps to everything down in the time part of this video. I don't know what this word for it is, but you know where to find the timestamps. And so if you want to skip to that, but I highly encourage you to stay here to see how everything is built. It's a lot of work that I always put in these videos, and it's nice if people appreciate that and also actually watch it. But yeah, I hope I see you in the end in the real-time part, and until then, enjoy the music, and I hope so far you had a great time. Alright, and here we are now in the real-time part, and as I said, we are now gonna look at everything from all the 3 episodes in total about the alligator area. And the only question now is, where to start, because of course this goes in a circle. We will end up at this point eventually, so if we start in this direction or if we start in this direction. And I think we go the way that I set it up basically. So we will go there first through the indoor area and then over the food court, and then we will end up here eventually at the end. But yeah, we have this first viewing area over here where we can see a bit of a land part for the alligators, and of course their feeding area, where the keepers bring in the food to feed them, and we can also see a tail whopping around there. And some things might have changed from when I build these things in the episodes. Mainly some small details here and there, but you will see that. And of course, we also have the viewing area with the gray fox. Great timing. Hello. And on the other side, we have the alligator viewing area that gives us a very close-up view of the feeding part of this habitat, and also one of the heated rocks that are replaced here for the alligators in the colder parts of the year, so that they can still be nice and warm and a bit more active, and until we bring them into the indoor area. But yeah, let's go further, because there's a lot to do, there's a lot to see, and we don't want to have this showcase part also be 20 minutes long or anything like that. Another area here, another viewing area here, a bit of cross viewing. That happens sometimes, but I think it's nothing wrong with that. And you also can see the rope bridge in the distance, so you know, okay, there is something exciting to do there. Maybe I want to go there first, and maybe I want to go over the habitat itself. Of course, in-game it's not usable. There is no invisible raised path yet. I still hope maybe it will come. They said they will look into it, but so far nothing happened. But yeah, let's go further. Let's go into the indoor area. And of course, if you saw on last episode, if you have watched last episode, we have a little bit of education here. We have this call thing, this guessing game where you press the button, then a sound plays of one of these 3 animals, and you have to press one of the buttons to see if you guessed right. Then the lamp will light up, and you see, okay, this is the call of an alligator, this is the call of a wisent, or this is the call of a European red deer. And behind here we have a little bit of a food kitchen. Nothing special, just some pieces from my other backstages where they can prepare the food, and you also have a nice lookout to the gators and see them. And you also see a little bit of the enrichment item here. This tire hanging on a rope where the alligators can jump up and try to catch it. And also this door leads to the indoor part, so the keeper has access to that. And then we have this corridor with this fake corrugated swamp roof here, so you feel like you're walking on a boardwalk through the swamp, and you have animals left and right. We also have this alligator and humans display where I just gathered some nice vintage interesting things about gators, like here genuine stuffed alligator, only $1.98, or here live baby alligator you can buy. That's of course like alligator wrestling. We have some advertisements that use alligators, like the Zoo Tampa, like this orange, I think, company that has an alligator as a mascot, and then some movies with alligators, like an alligator named Daisy, which I think we looked up in the stream last week, is from 1960 or even 1940s or something like that. And then this apparently horror movie Alligator. I haven't watched any of them, I should say. But yeah, we also have, it's nice, we have some additional information here. If you want to learn about that, then you come to the indoor area where our albino is currently residing, of course, because he's a little bit more affected by sunlight. So we have him indoors. We have some nice heating lamps here, and we have this keeper area, this raised keeper area. We have a similar one, or we have a similar thing outside, so the keeper can come up here. They can throw food in the water. They can give some informational talks about the animals and show some tricks, maybe with them jumping up and catching the food. And if you're not interested in that, you have some exhibits over here, with the American bullfrog on this side and the diamondback terrapin on this side, which of course is not from the bayou, but it fit the swamp theme. So I thought, yeah, otherwise it would have looked a bit empty. I thought it would be nice in here to have that animal, and I don't know really where I would put them otherwise, apart from the reptile house, which I haven't built yet. So they're both in here, which I think fits nicely. Of course, it's a bit small. It's made a bit smaller with some billboards. But I talked more about how I did that in that episode about this area. But yeah, let's continue on. We of course have some, yeah, some piping here, some climate control things some temperature control things, of course. And behind that wall, if I can get through here, we have a very simple backstage. Nothing really decorated in this area. This is the access point to that upper part over here. So we can go up here. Yeah, we can feed the alligators. Very simple. I can also lay it on the roof, which is not planned. Let me just quickly fix that. So like that. Yeah, as I said, doing some keeper talks there, and this is just a very simple backstage, and even forgot to add a door here, which I still need to do in after I recorded this. Nothing special over here. And yeah, if we come outside, now we're here. Okay, now we're here. If you come outside, of course, some emergency signs, some fire escape things. I think made. Oh, I would have looked it up. I think Shifty made them. Yeah, I think Shifty made them. He made some amazing props for offices and gift shops and stuff like that. You will find it on the workshop. And yeah, let's go outside. We of course have the access door to the backstage area, also not really decorated here. We have the train in the background, which is I think really nice. You have some nice vistas from here. And then you have this access door, which would lead to this area over here. So this little area where, yeah, the keeper would usually do the talks if the alligators outside. People can stand here on the bridge or other parts of this habitat. And then yeah, they can do all the stuff that they can do inside with throwing food in the water, giving informational talks about the alligators, stuff like that. And of course, we have a little of an access gate here if they have to go into the habitat. And yeah, this was my attempt on these controlling rope sticks. So we have this rope in the end that can get loose. You have this, and then you can put it over the alligator's head. You can pull a trigger and it gets tightened, and then you can control the alligator with that. Yeah, I tried, but I'm also not really happy with that. But yeah, let's continue on. If we follow the path, of course, we have a nice view on the red deers over there. And the bridge over here, so you can make some nice pictures. Then we have this gate, which yeah, is supposed to be like a toilet building people can use, of course, also for disabled people. And we have our very old, you know, chill point, resting point over here, which was here even when we first built this area, when this was still the capybara habitat and the Wetlands Discovery Information Center. Really old videos if you want to check them out. We still had this here, so we kept that because I think it was nice, and you get some nice views on the zoo, on the nature around it. But yeah, let's continue. We follow the path. We of course already see is the food area over here. We can see the bridge in the background. Nothing much done yet here. This will be the next part that I will tackle in this area. And then we get to this little plaza with the autosave and the Gator bites. Yeah, this is the name now. You already saw in the video, of course, with the amazing fonts made by Wyatt. This is Gator bites. I know some people also suggested Gator taters, but I think this was a little bit too specific for French fries, so I went with a more, yeah, with a more regular name of Gator bites. A little bit of a fun name, a little bit of a fun pun, also with a funny alligator sign on top of here, of course, from the pack itself. And yeah, a small plaza where you also have some nice views on the mud bath enrichment for the gators, and then this yeah, wheelchair lift up here. And I added, as I said, in the speed build I added a gate up here so people can't fall down if they are not watching where they're going. So let's go up here. Let's go up the stairs. Of course, it's all usable because there are paths underneath. And yeah, a little bit of a food court, nothing special. You have French fries and you have Pip Shop, I think fruit juices or something like that, or slushies. You have some, I don't know what they are called even, where you can put your tablet in once you're done, and then the staff can pick it up and go into the kitchen and clean everything. And yes, I said nothing special. Maybe I will add some more details or more decoration later on. Maybe some nets or some old vintage posters or stuff like that. But the main thing, of course, here is also the viewing opportunity that you have, where you can get another amazing look on to the whole exhibit. You can look here all the way through. You can see the gators walking on the little island in the middle, which I'm very proud of, that this works out, that they can actually use it and that they can actually also swim around it. Look, everything works. It is a bit bigger than I think I imagined when I planned this area, but of course I have to keep in mind the hitboxes of these animals, and as all with crocodilians, the ones of American alligators is pretty large. So let's move on to the last part. And yeah, little plaza, as I said. Nothing special here. The mud bath viewing point over here. Maybe there's an alligator underneath this this walkway, and you can also see them from here. Of course, everything has nets, so you can't fall in. And yeah, you can either go around here, where you get another nice view of another heated rock and some enrichment parts over here, or you go the dangerous route. Ooh. And you go over the rope bridge. Of course, it's all safe. You can't fall down. There's a netting down here, and you get really up close with the gators. On this part, you get a really nice view of the whole area from here, of the whole building, and the bridge in the background, and maybe even a train. And of course also on the other side here. And the gators can swim actually underneath, which I think is really cool. They can go under here. Sometimes the tail clips a little bit into this bridge. It gets lifted up because the height is not that high. But they can just go under here and back without any problem. And yeah, if you go down here, we of course end up where we started this tour. So this is the whole area. As I said, I'm really happy how everything turned out. And I'm thinking into the bridge, let's stand in the middle. Really happy how everything turned out, and now seeing it all coming together with the building, with the food area and the habitat itself. I'm really happy. I think it's one of my best builds, if I can say that about myself, if I can say that about my own creations, that is one of my best builds. And I'm just really glad everything worked out as it did. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy this area. I know a lot of people already enjoyed the habitat itself and the backstage. I hope you also like this food area, and it's not too much, it's not too big or too obnoxious, or blocks any views or destroys the view. Let me know in the comments what you think about this area. And with that, because we're already about over 10 minutes, I would say we wrap it up here and we call it a day. And as I said, next week no video, we'll go into a little break, and after that we will do a full tour of the whole zoo. So until then, have a great time, stay safe, and I hope I see you in the next episode. Until then, bye bye everyone.